2023 edition of the annual Anti-Corruption and Accountability Campaign organized by Inter-Religious Coalition Against Corruption in Nigeria. I am Edith Chukwu. This year's project promoting anti-corruption and accountability through behavioral change approach supported by John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation was held on Tuesday, April 25th, 2023, with the theme Engagement of Formal and Non-Formal Sectors on Accountability and Transparency. ICACN explained that the program is aimed at improving working relationship among religious, traditional and community-based organizations on anti-corruption campaign, among others. Join us as we enjoy the rest of the program. Thank you.
Many of you don't steal, not because you don't have money to steal, but because it's part of your behavior not to steal. Stealing is not in your behavior. So sharpening behavior can be a very strong instrument in fighting corruption. And we sharpen behavior through religious beliefs. You know that the Quran alone has more than 54 verses that speak against corruption. Only the Quran. And same thing with the Bible. As a preacher of the gospel, as a Christian, as a Muslim, if you tell somebody, if you steal, you will go to hell, you will go. If you will go to hellfire, don't you think that's more frightening to act as a deterrent to those who are eating our public treasury? So this is why you see religious leaders, we are not backsliding by running this activity. Rather, we are incorporating national message into our religious sermons. The purpose of this interfaith cooperation is because we are trying to surmount the greatest mountain to fighting corruption is religion and tribe. When we catch a thief, instead of us to catch a thief, we say, leave him, he's our thief. I, as a Christian clergy, am very likely to respond emotionally to how you arrested a Christian or all these Muslims. And politicians use that to catch us. They said, all these Muslims, do you know why they arrest that brother? Because he's a very fine brother. And the Muslims have a plan against us Christians. Therefore, let us as Christians fight against the Islamic. And we forget that the brother we're talking about is a thief. The same thing with the Muslim clerics. When a Christian steals, I expect to hear more Christian clerics attack, yes, condemning that. And when a Muslim steals, I always desire to hear more Muslim clerics standing against that, and that would give us more positive applause. And we have cases of people hiding under religious, we call it bigotry, nepotic, bigotic reasons for committing crime.
You see, life is sacrosanct. If you look at our various religion and value and norms, cultural norms, it's all about protecting life. I tell people when I deliver sermon as an imam, I said the whole essence of religion is to protect human life and human dignity. Nothing else. Even the 5 daily prayers we observe, the Quran will tell you that inna salata tanha anil fahsha, that the whole essence of you observing these 5 daily prayers is to refrain you from anything that could lead to destruction of lives and properties. And ditto to Christianity. So the dignity, human dignity, is critical. And anyone that fails here, you don't have religion. That is the truth. And I can defend this anywhere. I've said this in various platforms. Globally, I've said it. It's not possible for you to say you embrace religion and you are not promoting human dignity. Then you don't have anything doing in that religion, including even though the traditional and idol worshippers.
This is my first time being here. I'm privileged to be part of this wonderful program. So you asked us to talk about patriotism and correction. Without wasting much of our time, I would like to call on the secretary, Mr. Samuel.
It's a real privilege and a blessing to be here. From what I have learned, a lot is going to be activated from this training. That's true. My group was asked to talk about how to promote patriotism and correction. And from what we put on here, we are yet to make you understand that patriotism is a feeling and expression of love for one's home or country. It is also a devotion to support one's country that has to do with unity, trustworthy, and sound judgment. So if you take unity, sound judgment, and trustworthy, there is no patriotism. We say for us to make this information available for our people, number one, we need to engage into training. The people must be trained. And I was happy when our Imam mentioned that this organization has been on for a couple of times now. Yeah, it's quite commendable. So please, in due time, it will yield a great result. Yes, please.
During the NSAS period, we saw a lot of children of whatever. You said something here earlier about love for your country, which is very, very important. Go on social media now and you see a lot of children denigrating their country only in the name of politics or whatever. So which is very, very important that we use the same social media platform to promote patriotism and nationalism. That's it.
A very special greetings to His Eminence, Bishop Dr. Emma Gospel-Song, for this great and auspicious occasion that they've been able to put together for this purpose. I think it's a very, very commendable project, alongside with the Imam himself, Imam Sheffield. My name is Bishop Umar, and I'm representing Group 2. And then, of course, we are dealing with shared values and exposing crime. That's what we are dealing on, and I think that my secretary and the secretary of our group is more than competent to handle that. So let's put our hands together to welcome Halima to actually speak on behalf of Group 2.
Before I go into the topic, what is shared values? Shared values are values that are generally acceptable by nations or particular sect of persons or every human on this earth. That is shared values. What is wrong in A is wrong in B. What is right in A is right in B. For example, stealing is wrong everywhere. Whether you're a Muslim, you're a Christian, you're a Juju worshipper, whatever, stealing is wrong. Crime is any act that is against the laws of the land. That is what crime is. So, talking about exposing crime, one thing you should do is say something. If you see something, you say something. And another thing is, you have to be transparent. If you see a crime, no matter who is doing that crime, try to be open, try to be transparent, try to say something to stop that crime. Then, self-discipline. You can only be transparent, you can only say something when you are disciplined. If you have determined within you that I am going to be self-disciplined, I am going to say something when I see what is wrong, then you will say something. Then what do we intend to do? We intend to train the trainers. What do I mean by that? Some of these trainers, most times we just give out slot of who to be a pastor, who to be an imam, without verifying if this person has the knowledge of what he has to do. It does not have to be just religion, how to make heaven, how to get this, how to get that. The basic things that people need to do is not all about heavenly ways. Even if at the end we all aim to go to heaven, nobody wants to go to hellfire. But how do they get to heaven without doing things that are supposed to be done? Human things, things for humanity, not for God alone. You cannot say you're worshiping God when humans are suffering from your hands. One voice on crime. If you're saying A to this religion, say the same A to the second religion. Don't go to Lagos and say A, come to Kaduna because you are not a Northerner and say B. We should all have one voice on crime. Town hall meetings, gathering people, not just saying it and going. Gather them, let them see you. See the passion in you and you tell them. Stealing. What is stealing? Taking what does not belong to you without the permission of the owner. That's stealing. It is very simple as taking a pen without the permission of the owner, and the owner is not even aware that he took his or her pen. So how do we intend to stop this stealing as a corruption? One, not stealing yourself. It starts from the home. Your husband kept money in his pocket because he did not give you the money you asked for. Maybe while doing your duty by helping him to wash, you saw money and you took it, and you're like, now God catch him. Shebi, he refused to give me money. Please clap. I need that clap that you are clapping. Thank you. So, not stealing yourself, not taking capricement for your little baby and saying, Shebi, I'm your mommy, let me take it. Take with the permission of the child. You as the husband, don't take meat from the pot because you paid for that meat. Let your wife be aware that you're taking meat. So, preach against it. Preach against it. In as much as you are not stealing, also do right thing by preaching against it. Don't say because you are not stealing, you will not preach against it. Everybody does not know what you are doing in your house, so preach against it.
In addition to what our secretary have just said, we also intend to do t-shirts and all that, do street rallies, face caps for people to see stealing is bad, condemn it from the home, condemn it at schools, and so on and so forth. We also intend to do notebooks as in notebooks to send to schools. At the back of it and the front of it, don't steal, stealing is bad, and all that. So there are so many things like that. So if the children have exercise books with no stealings on them, they'll just see, look, it will sink into their memory, yes, and all that. Yes, so we think that God is going to help us to change our society. All right, God bless you.
I am Halima Miftahudin. Yes, a participant. I have really learned a lot concerning corruption. So I've taken so many things, like going back to the grassroots to talk to them about some certain things like stealing, how it's not good to steal, and what it can cost to the country if you start stealing from now. By the time you get to an higher level, you will do more than stealing. And I'm very glad I attended. I pray that God will reward the people that organize this program and give them more strength to do more and in a larger society.
Rostom Alexander is my name.
Please, what inspired the vision to organize such program?
Okay, you can see that Nigeria as it is has been eaten up deep by corruptions, and things are not supposed to be the way they are, based on the outcome of certain collapse within the system and the increases in corrupt practices by public officers, and that has informed the vision to make sure that we engage a counter on that parameter, and this has equally paid up by virtue of the fact that the impact recorded so far across board by virtue of this engagement. Honestly, it's amazing. We are implementing practical engagement in order to drive in results. So on that note, we have seen the results already. Like in Port Harcourt today, you could see that amazing outcome, which citizens are determined to take the step further to break even at the community level. So that alone is going to engage further to trickle down to know that corruption is one of the pandemic that has eaten deep into this country, and then we have to fight it collectively as a people.
I am Ramadan Olowolagba, a participant in this social event. But what prompted me is the word anti-corruption, sincerely, because the word anti-corruption is very endemic and it's something we have to kick against in the society. So seeing the word anti-corruption, I must be here, and it's been wonderful being here today. We've learned a lot of things, one of which is the need to promote patriotism in the country, because as we said earlier, we've been able to establish the fact that we need to promote patriotism amongst the youths. We can't have a situation where we have youths denigrating the country on the platform of social media and any given opportunity. So we say thank you very much for this opportunity given to us.
Bishop Emma Gospel is co-coordinator of this Interfaith Coalition Against Corruption and National Public Secretary of PFN.
Okay, sir. Please tell us the aim of this program.
The aim is to join hands with government in fighting corruption using interfaith platform, using faith-based platform. That means government has been fighting corruption by simply instituting the EFCC, ICPC, and all those bureau. But now we're passing the messages through preaching, through the scriptures, by using clergymen on all religious platforms.
Okay, this program has been on since 2018, I learned. Would you say you have achieved well so far from the campaigns you've been organizing annually, or you think more still has to be done to achieve this?
Yeah, much to be done, but never as it used to be. No more business as usual. We've given voice of expression to preachers and to organizations to speak against corruption. We've strengthened government organizations and partnered with them. We just partnered with the ICPC in Abuja last week, where they launched the NEIP, the National Ethics and Integrity Policy. We are also partnering with other faith-based organizations to give voice, especially against corrupt practices, including electoral malpractices. We don't work on turnout. So if you look at what we call turnout, we have percentage targets. So 100% today, we exceeded the 100% target today. So the few people you see on television are the target groups across the interfaith religious bodies. So for target, yes, we've met our target, and we are very proud of ourselves at the rate we are going. We are even going faster than the rate that is expected of us as an organization. The participants today are first of all charged to practice fighting corruption themselves, and secondly to become agents of change in the different organizations and associations. The participants themselves were the major contributors to today's conference. You can see if you watch across the clip, they were even the ones suggesting and proposing measures of fighting corruption, including patriotism, which is a major pillar in the national integrity and ethics policy of the federal government. Thank you so much to your TV crew and your managing director for doing a good job. Partnering with us too, the media is very important. Thank you.
We've come to the end of the program held at Tokyo Grand Hotels, Port Harcourt. Of course, we told you that is the 2023 edition of the annual Anti-Corruption and Accountability Campaign organized by Inter-Religious Coalition Against Corruption in Nigeria. I am Edith Chukwu reporting for Goshen TV. Follow us on our social media handles as displayed on the screen. Thank you as you keep watching Goshen TV.
This is a production of Goshen TV.